Dear students, now I am going to discuss temperature regulation or thermoregulation in homeotherms or endotherms. How thermoregulation occurs. So, what is the importance? So, there is a thermal balance that operates in homeotherms, that is in the case of birds and mammals, they are called endotherms or homeotherms, where you can see the temperature body temperature is maintained a constant body temperature around 37 degrees centigrade. In the case of birds 40 to 42 degrees centigrade. So, what is the need for that? So, it is in cold environment the body will lose heat. There is a heat loss due to convection, conduction and radiation. Similarly, in hot condition the body gain heat from absorption, then it is through conduction and radiation. So, the challenge is the key how to keep the core body temperature 37 degrees Celsius, which is very important for all enzymatic activities. So, our it is in the case of animals, enzymatic activity, all biochemical reaction and metabolic reactions, they are catalyzed by one or the other enzymes, and these enzymes are active between a narrow range of temperature 30 to 40 degree centigrade. The animal, the homeotherms or else the endotherms are very active animals, and you will find because of this thermoregulation, and they are widely distributed because of this. So, how this balance homeostasis maintained? So, whenever for example, you will see the polar bears, the freezing temperature, body temperature will be 37 degrees centigrade, and similarly you will find in the tropical region or else in the region where you can see the temperature in the desert, temperature may go above 40-45 degrees centigrade. There also animals, homeotherms, they keep normal temperature 37 degrees centigrade. How this can be achieved? So, here homeotherms are birds and mammals, they regulate constant body temperature irrespective to the environmental changes. Their body acts like a thermostat, conserve heat at low temperature and dissipate or loses heat at hot condition. Thermoregulatory mechanism, it is similar to any other system in the body. You will find there is a central nervous system, then it is in the central nervous system, hypothalamus is the region where you can see it is a center of thermoregulation. So, this other thermoregulatory centers they coordinate with the other thermoregulatory centers in the body, the thyroid, adrenal and skin receptors, and maintain the temperature, constant temperature. So, this skin receptors, the temperature fluctuations are sensed by hot and cold receptors that communicate these impulses to the central nervous system or to the hypothalamus through sensory neurons. So, you know how exactly the sensory neurons works and how the impulse will carry to the brain and to the hypothalamus to the center where you can see thermoregulatory center. So, the temperature outside the environment, outside the body will be sensed. So, this is what you will find in this flow chart. You can see the thermoreceptors that is you will find in the thermoregulatory center in the hypothalamus. This thermoregulatory center, through the contraction of the smooth muscles, then the sweat glands, then you can see the skeletal muscles, and through the adrenal and thyroid gland, it brings the following reaction: vasodilation, then or vasoconstriction, then increase the sweat, then you can see the piloerection, so then shivering, then increased metabolic rate or decreased. So, this all these phenomena, so this hypothalamus is maintaining the temperature, constant temperature, using all these effector organs you will find. So, how exactly thermoregulation occurs during cold condition? Cold means freezing temperature. So, it is 0 degree or below 0 degree. So, this immediately the temperature when falls down, immediately the skin receptors they communicate through the sensory neurons. The brain, the hypothalamus, there are 3 cold centers, that is the nuclei you will find in hypothalamus, preoptic nuclei and anterior hypothalamus. They are concerned with the managing the cold situation, maintaining the body temperature, constant temperature during cold situation. So, this will be communicated to the brain. Immediately the brain through the motor neurons, it brings these following reaction: vasoconstriction, shivering, piloerection and increased cellular metabolism or thermogenesis. So, what happens, you can see the vasoconstriction, this is the skin surface. Below the skin you will find a lot of blood vessel network. So, the amount of blood that is flowing to this peripheral blood vessels are restricted. So, the constriction of the blood vessels, so that you can see the blood flow to this limited, this is called vasoconstriction. Vaso means blood vessels and constriction means they are constrict and less blood flow on the surface of the body, so that the heat dissipation through the blood that is going outside will be minimized. That is one thing you can see. Then the shivering you can see. So, when there is a very cold, we shiver, that is the muscle contraction that produces heat in the body. Piloerection, so you will find the erection, the hairs, there is a goosebump you will find. So, thereby you can see the heat dissipation from the body will be minimized. It covers the additional coat you will find. Then cellular metabolism, thermogenesis, it increases the metabolic rate. So, with the help of thyroid and adrenal gland, so the temperature will be increased. So, through all these mechanism, even though outside is the cold freezing temperature, the body temperature will be maintained by these several reactions or the regulation mechanism. Then coming to the when there is a hot condition, so that temperature is above 40 degrees centigrade, opposite reaction will take place now. So, there is a vasodilation. So, during cold there is a vasoconstriction, now vasodilation, more blood will flow to the peripheral blood vessels or the blood vessels just below the skin, they receive more blood, so that more heat going to outside now, dissipation outside. So, the heat loss, more heat loss, so the body cools down now. So, that is the then sweating you can see, that whenever there is a outside hot, so we sweat. So, this sweat release of the sweat from the sweat glands, that also releases lot of heat from the body, and also the sweat spread on the skin, it cools the body. Then you have seen panting in the case of dogs and other animals, even in the birds. So, by this you can see lot of heat will be released by this mechanism, and the heat radiation through the ear. Whenever there is a hot condition, even your ear also will become red and more blood will be flowing, and so that heat radiation through the ear. So, all these are the mechanisms. So, through that body cools down and the temperature is maintained 37 degree centigrade, even though outside temperature is 40 to 50 degree centigrade. So, this again I have shown here with the reflex arc. There is what happens when there is a cold environment, cold receptors of the skin, they send sensory impulses, the sensory neurons that is present on the skin, they senses and they communicate to the brain, that is to the hypothalamus region. So, there are 3 cold centers that is located in the hypothalamus. So, they are through the thyroid, adrenal, there is a thermoregulatory mechanism, there is a reflex arc, so that you can see during cold vasoconstriction, constriction of the blood vessels and restrict the blood flow to the surface of the skin. Then increased metabolism, increased heat production, the sweating is completely stopped during cold condition, brown fat metabolism, I come to the later what exactly brown fat metabolism, it generates lot of heat. Okay. Cellular metabolism increases and generation of thermogenesis means increased heat production. Then shivering, so you can see the skeletal muscle contraction, so during shivering that also generate lot of heat. Piloerection, you know that the hairs on the skin, usually you will find in the case of animals like dogs, cats and all, it is the straightening so that it make a proper insulation. These are all the mechanism you will find in the homeotherms that operates during cold and maintain 37 degrees centigrade in the case of mammals. And what happens in the hot condition? Hot situation means that this is not as severe as cold. Severe cold because the cold situation, the temperature may go sub-zero condition, below zero condition. Here temperature, the environmental temperature may increase about 40-45 degrees centigrade, not above that. So there is only one center. So it is again there is a hot receptors on the skin, communicate this to the hypothalamus. There is a posterior hypothalamus having a thermoregulatory center that operates during the hot situation or else warm situation. So similarly it through the reflex arc vasodilation. So you will find the smooth muscles of the blood vessels now dilate and more blood will going to flow, so that more heat will be dissipated out. Then you can see the sweating, so much of profuse sweating releases lot of heat escape to the out. So the panting, you know that radiation, heat radiation from the ear. So all these mechanism that maintain constant body temperature 37 degrees centigrade in the case of mammals, around 40-42 degrees centigrade in the case of birds. So this is the thermoregulation in case of homeotherms. Now the question is how thermogenesis, I said heat production, how the body heat, it is in the case of animals, how the body heat will produced, or what is exactly the heat production. So there are two conditions thermogenesis occurs. One is in the normal condition, to maintain certain amount of heat in the body, normal thermogenesis. Then the thermogenesis during cold situation, more heat, excess heat is required to keep the body warm, so that the thermogenesis during the cold situation. So now thermogenesis during the normal, so there is a basal heat production during normal condition, normal metabolism. So during normal metabolism, whatever the ATP generated, so 40% of the ATP it is get converted into ATP and 60% released as heat. So in the metabolic pathway, so the glycolysis, Krebs cycle and electron transport system, so only 40% is converted into the energy, whatever the energy from the food energy, that is 40% converted into ATP and 60% released as heat, and that what is the heat in the body is because of that, because of the metabolism. Then the basal heat production increases with muscular activity and food. So the physical activity in the exercises and all increases heat, or else when you work, physical work and all increases heat in the body. And similarly some food, protein rich food stimulate greater rate of metabolism, so the metabolic rate will be increased by 30%. So the protein rich food, carbohydrate rich food and the fat rich food, but the carbohydrate and fat rich food, they contribute 4.5% of the metabolic rate, and you can see the heat production will be through the protein metabolism, more heat will be produced. Then thermogenesis in various organs, it varies, you can see. So it is depending on the activity. The brain, heart, lungs, kidney and abdominal organs, they contribute 72.4% of total basal heat, whereas skin and muscles contribute 27.6%. And you will find the brain, it is you will find at rest it is produce 16% of heat and 1% of when it is in the heat production during working. Whereas you will see the skin and the muscles, they generate 90% of body heat during working condition, that is physical activities, and 18% during the at rest. Whereas internal organs like liver, spleen and all, they produces 56% of body heat when they rest and 8% when the person is working. So, this is how the different food contribute and different organs contribute to the heat, normal heat generation or basal heat production in the body. Then thermogenesis also occurs during cold weather. Apart from the basal production, apart from the normal heat production, excess heat will be produced during the cold situation to keep the body warm. So, the cold receptors of the skin stimulate hypothalamus, which in turn stimulate the secretion of thyroid and adrenal glands, thereby basal metabolic rate is get increased, and also excess heat production, increased metabolic rate, increased muscle activity, liver, and all this excess heat will be produced to keep the body warm. Increased muscular activity such as shivering you will find, so it increases the heat production. Hyperphagia during winter, severe winter, the person is hyperphagia, consume more food when compared to the summer, because to keep the body warm, more energy is required, so that you can see hyperphagia, increased food consumption. Then metabolism of brown fat. Brown fat is just below the skin, the fat is accumulated, and there is you can see a large number of iron containing mitochondria and fat droplets. So, on stimulation, hypothalamic thermoregulatory center bring metabolism of brown fat. Brown fat generate more heat when compared to the white fat cells. So, what are the brown fat? These are the white fat cells and these are the brown fat cells. That is when you observe under the adipose tissue under microscope, the histological the architecture, you will find this is the brown fat cells and these are the white fat cell. White fat cell, brown fat cell. You will find in the brown fat cells large number of mitochondria you will find. Brown fat metabolism uses energy from the electrons to generate heat instead of building up ATP. Brown fat is made up of large number of iron containing mitochondria and fat droplets. What you see, these are the brown fat cell. Brown fat is required to generate heat by burning calories. It is therefore known as healthy fat, as it burns calories, not to store them. So, it is helps into that is why one has to develop more brown fat cells in the body rather than the white fat cells. So, the white fat cells, it just store unhealthy fat. So, it is by doing lot of exercise and all, one can able to convert these white fat cells into the brown fat cells, which is helping the body to keep warm during cold condition. Then active heat production also occurs due to the insulation of the feathers and fur. You will find in the case of whales, there is a blubber, in the cold weather birds will flop, they make like this, you can see there is a piloerection in the case of mammals, there is a fluff their feathers in the case of birds. So, goose bump in the case of mammals, all these they by this you can see it is just like a the reaction how you wear sweater to keep your body warm, the same mechanism the animals, the birds and mammals, they do, so that the heat will be maintained in the body, and active heat will be generated in the body, will be not going to lose. Then the heat loss, how exactly the heat loss occurs when there is a hot situation. That is 4 mechanism. One is evaporation. So, it is a cooling effect. You can see land animals lose heat from the skin, there is a vasodilation that occurs, then the sweating, panting, all this you can see the panting. Even the birds, they also there is panting is you will find in the case of birds also. Through that a lot of heat will dissipated out, so, or released outside, you can see. Then you will find other mechanism of heat loss, conduction. So heat is gained by hot or cold object, heat lost to the whatever the gained heat will be conducted. If it is, for example, it is difficult to walk barefooted on the heated road in midsummer due to the conduction of heat from the road to the feet. Similarly, then convection, so the movement of the air, so it is also released, you can see the hot air bring that is called convection. Then the thermal radiation, it can one can experience the transfer of heat by standing in front of the fire, so you can warm up like, so that is called thermal radiation. So these are all the mechanism of heat loss. So this is how thermoregulation occurs in case of homeotherms, or else in the case of birds and mammals. Thank you.